I do know some people who do that or who have thought about it, but the small number of people that I know went into a field to make a lot of money first and then want to go and give back by doing teaching after the fact, it's very difficult for them to walk away from that money. So the golden handcuffs is a real thing. Like when I left the job that I was doing, it was more than double what I was making as a teacher. So to walk away from a 6-figure job as a teacher was difficult to do because it's hard to give up that kind of income. So if you can set aside a plan where you're like, once you reach financial independence, which if you haven't looked into that FI, or FIRE, FIRE, there's a lot of people who talk about how to set yourself up so that you can have enough passive income where you can do what you would like to. I don't know many people who have successfully made that jump, to be honest with you. And I'm not trying to like dissuade you from that, but I will say that having been in a position with the golden handcuffs, it was hard to walk away, even though that there's like so much stuff that you have to deal with going into some of those high paying jobs, especially if you're at like the director and above level, which is where I was at. You get to see all the drama that goes on behind the scenes that the other staff aren't aware of in some of the higher paying jobs. So if you go into sales and like you are making a high amount of commission from that, then you might not see some of that drama. You might have a bad boss, but like sales is such an in-demand thing that you could go just work for a different company and try and find a better boss, etc. What I would recommend asking is like, do you want to spend the majority of your life pursuing your passion or pursuing money to fund your passion maybe 20, 30 years from now? And there's no right or wrong answer to that. I took a computer programming class my junior year of high school. I did it because at the time, like programmers were making a few $100s an hour, some stupid number. And I was like, wow, that sounds great. But when I took the class, I was like, this is not intellectually stimulating. It was very boring because the teacher was like 1 week ahead of the rest of the class because he had never taught it before and wasn't a very good programmer. It didn't have the impact that I wanted to have to be able to help people. So like for me, I chose to go into a low paying field because I wanted to have that impact. So like becoming a teacher, because I was like, do I want to spend like 40, 60, maybe 80 hours a week doing something I hate just to fuel the things that I do on the weekend? Or do I want to make it so that like during the weekday, the majority of my day spent working, I'm helping other people? There's just some things to consider, not trying to push you one direction or another. You can find thousands more free drumming tips and exercises to improve your chops, limb independence, technique, and more in my YouTube channel's home tab, or neatly organized in the link at the top of the screen.